I said he's another young player, Khedira. Mesut Ozil, only 22. Khedira, 23. Benzema's only 22 years of age. Rob Angel Di Maria, 22 years of age. So it's a young team, and Jose needs a little bit of patience. You see the delight of Pep Guardiola. Kept it low-key this week, wanted his team to do the talking on the pitch. They've done exactly that.
Well, David Villa isn't going to get his hat-trick tonight, but he gets a standing ovation from 97,000 Barcelona supporters. And joining the party is young Bojan. Maybe they're just protecting David Villa for a flurry of games coming up.
It's been a big night for David Villa, slightly overshadowed by Lionel Messi this season. To get 2 goals in your first Clasico.
Bojan's on the move, he's onside. Here's his first touch. His second touch he can't make. Pepe stops him in his stride. Good defending by Pepe. Had to have massive powers of recovery then.
He didn't give it up. It looked like Bojan lost his footing, didn't it? He was stumbling as he was on the run forward. Full marks again to Pepe, sticking to the task.
Messi. Lovely touch. Bojan. Now he's got his chance. Tremendous save from Iker Casillas. Keeping some pride for Real Madrid.
Some of the Real Madrid defenders are below there, in particular. Gone missing, left his post completely. Messi's on a drought, 77 minutes.
There's another off-the-ball incident there, but it actually was preceded by an offside against Pedro. Another sloppy bit of defending has allowed Messi away here. Messi drives inside, twists and turns, but takes on one defender too many.
Yeah, that was better defending from Arbeloa. Helping out his teammate Carvalho.
From Khedira, who kicks the ball away. There'll be a lot of players inspired by this Barcelona. Go to Osasuna on Saturday night, 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 1 up in Pamplona. They'll be fearing playing them, and Jose Mourinho has to restore his team's confidence for Valencia on Saturday night, 9 o'clock on Sky Sports HD1 as well. Ramos to Diarra. Benzema. Ronaldo makes a move. Ronaldo gets the pass. He's shadowed by Pioli, who's just waiting for the right moment to make the tackle.
Sheer jubilation from the Barcelona players. Right from the first minute, they brought their A game into this game tonight. Frustration for Real Madrid. They've tried to keep going, but really, really difficult for them. We've seen how much work they've got to do now to try and catch up with Barcelona. Back-to-back titles. It's been the 5th Clasico on the trot that Barcelona are going to win.
Khedira. That's it, back off Ronaldo. Little back flick from Benzema. Alves wins the tackle. They're still making the tackles, Barcelona, and trying to prevent Real Madrid getting a consolation goal. Alves gets his body in the way. Benzema was taken down on the edge of the area, and that may be yet another caution. It is. It's Puyol who's in the book now.
Yeah, it's a late challenge, Rob. Hefty old challenge referee. Tried to play the advantage. You see, it's late, it's dangerous.
Heads up. It was the head of PK that was the bravest. Xavi. Messi to Bojan. Pedro.
Another player from the Cantera, the academy. Barcelona there with Bojan, adding to the numbers.
That's 9 then, isn't it? 9 of the 11 out there that come through the Barcelona system. Something like this man PK went away and then came back again.
That's why this team of Barcelona's hasn't been built overnight. Real Madrid are going to have to show patience. They've bought good players at the good age.
Ronaldo. Ramos to Di Maria. Overhit the cross. They just can't get out of Barcelona quick enough, Real Madrid. They've got another 8.5 minutes to endure.
And Di Maria's been in really good form. Shown really good potential that he's going to be a good signing. And I'm sure he will, as I said, they're at a good age. Jose Mourinho's going to have to be patient. The Real Madrid president's going to have to be patient. So it could take some considerable while now for Real Madrid to catch Barcelona.
Well, that is some image, isn't it? The captain of Spain, arms folded, wishing he was somewhere else.
He's saying it hasn't been a pleasant evening for him. And of course, this win will take Barcelona back to the top of the table.
The last 3 occasions these sides have played, Real Madrid have been ahead of Barcelona in the standings. Barcelona have taken over, taken control, and of course the last 2 seasons gone on to win La Liga. Going to be 5 successes in a row for Barcelona, home and away against Real Madrid. Xavi, Alves, here they go again. Busquets.
4 out of 5 of those, Rob, they haven't scored. Real Madrid as well.
Iniesta, Pedro, Alves. Iker Casillas wastes no time, he clears his lines, but he's given it away to Carlos Puyol, the opposing captain. Abidal. But when they hit Almeria for 8, their record away win in the last La Liga game, Pep Guardiola looked rather embarrassed because he must have thought about holding back. It was one of his old pals that was suffering. There's no holding back tonight. Can't exactly call Jose Mourinho an enemy, but he is his most bitter rival.
I think that's fair analysis, Rob, of the situation between the two. Healthy respect. They certainly don't want to get beaten by each other.
Puyol goes flying in. He's known around here as the man from the mountains, or Tarzan. There's another off-the-ball incident for the referee to adjudicate involving Arbeloa there. Away goes Alves. Pepe. It's probably been man of the match for Barcelona. At least Jose Mourinho tonight is find out who his warriors are.
I still think there's an admission of his mistake in not playing Lozano Diarra from the start of the game, and Gonzalo Higuain was ruled out for injury. I really did think they could have done with the extra midfield player. See Arbeloa there again with a foul on Pedro. Ozil was neither midfield nor in attack. It was probably a luxury that Real Madrid couldn't afford tonight here at the Camp Nou.
Awkward twist of the leg for Pedro. I think there's a touch of cramp there as well. The physio has been told to stay on the sidelines. Well, it's the derby debut for The new Barcelona president on the left-hand side there, Sandro Rosell. He likes what he's seen. Florentino Perez stuck behind Jose Mourinho, who has said since the early days of his tenure that it is a work in progress. He's not quite back to the drawing board for Real Madrid, but they have an indication of how far to go before they catch up with Barcelona.
Yep, and it also, Rob, this is not tonight the end of the league championship as we saw last season. You know, it was defined over those 2 games. There's still 25 games to go in the league for both of these teams to play. I'm sure Barcelona will have nights where it doesn't all go according to plan. And I shut up on purpose there, Rob, to allow people at home to hear the ovation, the adulation for Xavi. Wonderful goal, a supreme maestro, the grand master of midfield players.
Well, the whole stadium acknowledges another immaculate performance from Xavi. Pepe gets a taste of the glory for about 3.5 minutes. Adriano, the Brazilian, will come on also for his Clasico debut, taking the place of another one of the scorers, Pedro. See again, smart management by Guardiola. He's taken off all of his scorers tonight and allowed them to receive the acknowledgement of the adoring Catalan public.
But he'll be back to work as usual for Barcelona and Pep Guardiola. He knows that's a difficult game at the weekend.
Masia draws Ramos, then lost his own footing and gets a ticking off from the referee. Well, no league is ever won or lost in November, but it's on this day in November last year that Barcelona beat Real Madrid, and then for Real, for the rest of the season, it was catch-up. When it came to the final count on the final day, Real Madrid were 3 points behind Barcelona. Of course, in Spain, I'm sure you all are aware now that if the teams finish level on points at the end of the season, then it goes on the head-to-heads between the 2 teams. Di Maria. Cristiano Ronaldo, cue the moves. Chase to the corner flag by Puyol. He'll be having nightmares about Carlos Puyol tonight. But they're coming out from behind the curtains.
He's found it really difficult to play against Barcelona, whether it's for Manchester United or now Real Madrid. There's 3 games, and I have to say, Rob, in the second half, we barely mentioned him. Never a game goes by, does it, where we're not constantly talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. But had no supply, hasn't been in the game, he's had no impact on the game whatsoever. Probably a long-range effort from a free kick was his sum total. Mentally, it's going to be a problem for him, but he's got the character to overcome it. You've seen his class, he's along with Messi, the 2 best players in the world. But neither of them have scored tonight. It's David Villa, it's Xavi, it's Pedro.
Keita. Down the touchline. It's a great early cross from Adriano. Iker Casillas. The only other time he's conceded 4 goals this season was for Spain against Argentina.
His captain, Robbie, looks really cheesed off, doesn't he? I'm not sure that transmits the best emotional feelings possible to his teammates that are chasing the ball all night, having a hard time. I think Pepe has led by example tonight. He's kept going. It's been a real poor display by the back 4 from Real Madrid. They've relied on the offside trap, that hasn't worked.
Abidal. Good bullying defending on Di Maria. We did touch early on in the game that Barcelona had only 1 player who'd not tasted the Clasico experience before, and Real Madrid had a number of debutants in this situation, and it has told.
It has, but I think, in all honesty, Rob, I think the quality It's been far better. That's been the difference between the two teams. Opening 20-minute spell from Barcelona, absolutely brilliant.
Now they're aiming for their fifth as we're into stoppage time. Bojan's cross, will it be 5? It will! And Ronaldo joins the party. It's Jeffrey, the substitute, has joined the party. A great goal for another one of the Barcelona boys who's come through the system.
Well, look at the celebrations, rather the players, the despair again of Real Madrid. Incisive attacking play, en masse. Every member of the squad, the coaching department, everybody's there. Pepe holding 5 fingers up. A 5-0 win against Real Madrid. More than the home supporters expected tonight. They expected a much more closer encounter. We can see there a beaten team from Real Madrid tonight. The youngster Jeffrey breaks into the box. It's a wonderful cross. Not only is Jeffrey on the end of it, another youngster, Bojan. Great cross across the face of the goal. They just can't get there first of all. I think it's Iniesta, just misses out. Jeffrey gets across Ramos, wraps it up 5-0. Perfect ending for Barcelona.
All that picture of all of the team celebrating together on the touchline will adorn the club's museum and the press room here, where they've got all of the pictures of the great games over the years. Oh, and another terrible tackle from Carvalho, and it's going to end very ugly, and there's a punch down there, and it's now getting very, very nasty. Well, the referee has sent off Carvalho, and he's got a series of other spats to sort out as well. There's pushing and shoving and arguing. A yellow card to Xavi amid the melee. And the medical men are working one of the Barcelona players as well. It's Lionel Messi who's down, who's apparently flawed. And also the referee saw that. He's seeking advice from his assistants on the talkback. Well, that was the first foul. That was Carvalho's offence. And then Messi and Puyol both went to the floor. That was Messi taken down.
It was Ramos who, I think, takes down Messi. Sure, Bosque won't be pleased to see Spanish team fighting amongst each other. Puyol, Ramos, Xavi, Piqué. But it was a hefty challenge on Messi, the frustration spilling over for the Real Madrid players. And we see the Real Madrid captain, the Spanish captain as well, trying to keep the peace.
Well, Jose Mourinho is absolutely flawed. He said last year, when they lost against Barcelona but still went through in the Champions League, that it was the most beautiful loss of his life. Tonight is certainly the ugliest loss of his life.
And that picture says it all, doesn't it, for Cristiano Ronaldo?
Well, amid that, Ramos was sent off. Carvalho stayed on. Guardiola looks coolest personified as he heads down the tunnel, but I'm sure as he gets into the changing room, he will whoop for delight. Casillas and co can't wait to get out of this stadium quick enough. A 5-goal humiliation. A famous victory for Barcelona. 5 goals tonight, 5 wins in succession against Real Madrid.